Hello, everybody. Good afternoon and welcome to Japan. This is the B.LEAGUE Championship and it's quarterfinals game 2 between RYUKYU Golden Kings and SHIMANE SUSANOO Magic. Here in the Okinawa Suntory Arena, fans gearing up for another run towards the title. The question is, are they going to make it? Well, they had a great start, the hosts, yesterday, winning the opening game of the series against SHIMANE, a team that has given them some trouble this season. But they came out, flexed their muscles, and really did the job. And today it's all about following that up. You look at the brackets thus far, and you can see RYUKYU Golden Kings, if they win this, they'll play Gunma Crane Thunders or San Diego Phoenix, unless SHIMANE SUSANOO Magic can get off the canvas and win a couple of games in that next semi-final. Rest of the action starting today in the B.LEAGUE, and the B.LEAGUE has just really captured the imagination. But again, in game 1, it was just the power on display. No Kishimoto, who's injured with the fractured toe. Yet this is a team that plays high-octane offense. Onodera getting out, getting it to Jack Cooley, scoring on the break. Just a very difficult team to beat. You have to play smart basketball, you have to play physical basketball, and SHIMANE, who have had a terrific season, well, they gave as good as they got for much of the contest. But ultimately, Suyama, you could see, contributing. Luke Evans powering his way down, having a decent game. And really, I think they'll draw some encouragement from the fact that it was only 79-71. Big Law, though, just, you know, he would get votes to be the MVP of the league, I'm sure. He had 15. And just the overall power. Nick Kay playing great basketball, the Australia International, following that up. Then powering his way in, taking that pass from Ando. And you had the point guard coming out for RYUKYU Golden Kings, doing the business. And ultimately, this Taira, who played a big role, Shoga Taira, and it's back to the drawing board for SHIMANE.
Make some, you lose. Make some, you miss some. You know, we feel like we got a decent amount of good looks in that second half. You know, we went 1 of 13 from the 3 in the second half, and the majority of those are good looks. So we're just trying to create the best looks we can, and hopefully we'll be able to knock them down tomorrow.
シュートっていうものは決める時もあれば落とす時もあります。で、後半は13分の1だったので、でもその中でも我々は打ちたいシュートを打てたっていうふうに思ってますので、あとは決めるだけだと思ってます。
And I trust the guys are going to come out and fight for everything we can get.
明日の試合、全て持っている力をぶつけるのみだと思ってますので、選手たちもそれを理解していると思ってます。
そうですね。やっぱり本当に自分たちが勝つ時ってやっぱりどっかで X ファクターが出てきてっていうのがあって、特にこういう CS とかになると本当に言われた通りもうスカウティングでバチバチも相手にやることっていうのを全部潰してお互いに潰していくんで、その中で僕らからしたら北川君の最初の3なんかもやっぱりX ファクターやなって思いますし、お互いにそういった部分が出た試合だったんじゃないかなっていうふうに思います。だから明日ねまた同じようになるとは思わないですし、それこそ颯なんかがねやっぱり出てきてくれたり、もしかしたら伊藤かもしれないですし、そういったところが出てきてくれると、自分たちのゲームを持っていきやすいかなと思います。
Certainly the play of Shogo Taira, who only averaged 1.8 points per game this season. The next factor came out and got the job done. And we look at the roster for Ryukyu Golden Kings. In that game one, it was that third quarter that was decisive. Vic Law stands prominently in that roster, as does Jack Cooley. And you've got Waki, obviously, who can play a big role. Masahiro Waki, the young man. Onodera as well, the veteran. Alex Kirk, who will be in the starting five today. And Law, and then when you bring in Ito, Arakawa, Aluma, Matsuwaki, Sakihama, Whitaker, and Taira, it is a formidable, not just starting five, but a formidable roster. Even so, Shimane were right there, and they also have a great roster. You know, starting up at the top with Cody Clark. Then you've got Seiya Ando, number 3, the point guard Nick Kay, number 4. Kitagawa, who comes off the bench and can play important minutes. Hiromu Kitagawa. Anthony Sukigawa. And just to go back and talk about what head coach Daio Kutani said in the postgame, he said it's difficult, both teams knowing what the other teams, you know, what their weak points are. As for us, we hope that Arakawa or some new player plays well this game. So they are looking with Kishimoto out injured with a toe fracture, that other players can step up. You know, you're going to get the efforts from the likes of that man, Jack Cooley, and he's going to come out solid, but they need everybody else to come out. Say Ando, again, number 3, is a crucial player in the grand scheme of things for Shimane. And, you know, say Ando, again, you look at yesterday, 9 points. He needs to score a lot more, just 4-17 from the floor. He knows it. Ryukyu Golden Kings know it, which makes it a complicating factor. So he gets the attention defensively. And that means when he gets his teammates the ball, they've got to know what to do with it, whether it's to pass it to another open man or to score. And ultimately, you look at that three-point shooting. It wasn't terrible at 29.4%, 10 to 34 for Paul Henari's team. They did miss a lot of open shots, and that was his point. But Takahiro Suyama gave them a real lift yesterday, 5 of 10 from three-point range. But Seiya Ando is just 1 of 11. And a player of his ilk has to be able to knock down more shots if they are going to have some success.
SUSANOO Magic.
So coming into the playoffs, as you look at Shimane's starting 5, it's going to be Ando, Kay, Suyama, McAdoo, and Evans. Coming into the playoffs, they had won 3 of the 4 meetings during the regular season. And remember, this is following the departure of Perrin Buford, who was, you know, could have been deemed an MVP last season, not just in the team, but overall for everything that he did. But they retooled the roster. They brought in new faces. Evans, McAdoo have been key contributors to this team. Cody Clark as well. And this Shimane team, I think, is built to believe that even if they lost that opening game, they know they can come back strong against one of the favorites to get to the championship and win game 2 and force a deciding game 3. But really the might, the power of Ryukyu Golden Kings is we look at this incredible pregame, which is, well, you use the word incredible a lot for the B-League because it's just such a great competition. The pregame, the postgame, everything else. You look at those opening stats, they shot they hit one less three, but a higher percentage at 32.1%. Both teams struggle from the free throw line, but RYUKYU battled away on the boards against a good rebounding team from Shimane and won that one 42-36. Inside the arc, they had more success. Shot 54.1%. 4 more makes. And ultimately did what they had to do to gain the advantage. But you know, you come out, you can win 2 games in advance if you're Shimane, and that is the mentality. I'm guessing that you come into this setup, ideally you win both if you're Shimane on the road. If not, you get 1, and then you go home and you get game 3. So they're still in a good place. But RYUKYU Golden Kings know that they are just 1 win away from the semifinals. And while there are some Shimane Susanoo Magic fans here cheering on their team, RYUKYU by far with that partisan crowd.
This is
But I think the big question for RYUKYU continues to be with the loss of Kishimoto. Can other players step up? And if you look at their roster and you look at the performance from yesterday, I think the answer is yes. So Tatsuya Ito, Vic Law, Ayate Arakawa, Gabe Aluma, all key players.
Number 27, Kenta Whitaker. And number 47, Shogo Tyler. Let's get started.
So Law, Waki, Onodera, Cooley, and Kirk will be the starting 5 for RYUKYU Golden Kings. Alex Kirk, great length, great size. Ito will be coming off the bench along with Arakawa, Aluma, quite a weapon, Matsuwaki, and Sakihama, Whitaker, and Tyra, who played so well yesterday. But Law, Waki, there's Onodera.
Number 45,
Jack Cooley. 9 points and 9 rebounds yesterday.
We are the RYUKYU Golden Kings.
So there are no secrets between these 2 teams. You know it, I know it, everybody knows that Shimane 4th in 3-point shooting this season. They were below that yesterday. Shot at 29% compared to 32.1%. They're 10th in assists at 20.2%. 3rd rebounding team at 40 per game defensive rebound. They're 3rd. RYUKYU, the king of the rebounds, though. That's the problem, 43.4 per game. And so that makes them a tough team to score off against. And again, because they both come from the Western Conference, no secrets between these 2 teams. So again, the starting 5, Law, Waki, Onodera, Cooley, and Kirk for RYUKYU on the left, and Seiya Ando, Nikkei, and also Shota Suyama, James McAdoo, and Luke Evans for Shimane on the right. There's the New Zealand, the former New Zealand national team coach and a former Tall Black player going up against Dayo Katani. 2 great coaches, 2 great teams. Game 2 here in the B-League. This quarterfinal is now underway here in Okinawa. And Vic Law dumps it down low and it's knocked away. Luke Evans saw the pass coming. They were trying to get it to Cooley. So a good start defensively for Shimane. Seiya Ando, guarded by Onodera. Now to McAdoo, and he gets it into the paint, the lane. Good hustle from Ando to get it back. And that three-pointer no good, but Luke Evans with the rebound. And they get up another one in this, so the shooting struggles continues. Yama missed a wide open three. Waki spins, turns, and the soft touch from the young man. Just 23 years of age. Ando to McAdoo. Suyama. Ando with the shot clock winding down, puts up a tough shot and makes it. You know, for Ando, I think you can rest assured in an offensive foul leading called on Waki, barging into Ando. And I think Ando is so confident in his game that he will have forgotten yesterday. Excuse me, it was Suyama that he barged into. Ando won't be worried about his tough shooting display yesterday. McAdoo, oh boy, passes it up. He's not going to pass it up in the end. He takes it and he makes it. He was so wide open there, you almost wonder if RYUKYU are willing to give that shot up. Cooley, they'll definitely give that up. The pass down low to Law, back outside of Kirk. He's got a soft touch. And there's a putback jam from Law. Laying down the Law, in fact. Evans. Four-piece in the early going. Ando steps back for three. Off the front of the rim. Kind of a difficult rush shot. Here's Waki. How impressive is he, folks? You gotta love him. Showing so much potential for this RYUKYU Golden Kings team. And I think what you like about him, if you're Dayo Katati, is his size, his physicality, his defense. Gives them a little bit of extra length. And here is the turnover. Ball goes out of bounds. But again, don't forget yesterday's game, other than that third quarter, so close between these two teams. That shot goes off the rim.
Kings, McAdoo, first personal, teams first.
Ball spins into the paint. Eight to 4. So many weapons. You have to keep the scoreboard kicking over if you're Shimane. Evans, wide open, well short. Kirk left wide open. And McAdoo comes in, barges in to Cooley.
SHIMANE, McAdoo, second personal, team second. SHIMANE substitution, Clark.
Cody Clark comes into the game. says, I've got this. Wide open, got it. Vic, I'm 29 years old. I believe I'm the best player in the league. Law, laying down the law once again. And gives Ryukyu Golden Kings an 11-4 lead. He's got size, shooting touch, multiple skills on offense, and just makes it a nightmare to guard. And I just can't imagine the part of the game plan is to allow him to have that much daylight just because he shoots it too well. But he came in to today, I mean, he was outstanding this season. 38.2% from three-point range. So coming out of the timeout, SHIMANE SUSANOO Magic pushing the reset button. Nice pass, little floater, soft touch. Evans, or excuse me, Nick K. Checked in, makes that. Kirk shares the basketball with Onodera. Gets it to Kirk, who goes up, and Cooley there with the putback. I don't know if they give that to Kirk or if it was Cooley, but it definitely goes to Ryukyu. Luke Evans. Oh, unlucky. Cody Clark with the rebound. Tries to get the foul, doesn't get the whistle. And Siyama called for the foul at midcourt.
SHIMANE first personal team serve.
Cody Clark. That is a difficult possession because Luke Evans' attempt almost goes in, rattles out, and then Cody Clark is there in good position for the putback, but misses it. And already SHIMANE with their backs against the wall here, trailing by 7 points. Great play though by Suyama to come up, almost getting the steal. He needs to pick that one up. Now if this leads to a bucket, this is going to be frustrating, and it does! Kirk, oh boy, what a turnaround. SHIMANE almost forcing the turnover, and instead they give away the dunk. Clark gets in and scores, leans in, does what he can to avoid charging. Milwaukee. Kirk has it. Big Law. Onodera. Oh my, he banks it in. 9-point advantage. Cody Clark. Ooh, and he's fouled in the paint. Law already has 7 points. Dave Aluma is coming into the game now. You see that he was fouled by Waki. Kitagawa checks into the game, and Seiya Ando sits down. And they try to get the cheap one, Kitagawa to K, but Ryukyu Golden Kings, good defense. And great hustle down the floor, Waki. This kid is good, 23 years of age. I should say young man.
Shimane Evans, first personal, team sport.
And the frustration for Luke Evans is he's there playing defense. He's not moving into him. His hands are up. It's Waukee that initiates the contact and then goes down and gets to the free throw line. Well, hearing the applause. Hearing the applause as he checks back into the game after yesterday's outstanding contributions is Tyra, Shogo Tyra, who had 13 points. And Waukee makes one of two. And you take out Waukee and you bring in Matsuwaki. There you go, sits down. So Matsuwaki will not have the same size, length, but he is a streaky shooter, and you better hope that he doesn't get off the mark. Inside, and Suyama earns the trip to the line.
Kings tied up, first personal, team second. On the T-shirt, Shimane, Tsuma.
So first foul on Tyra. Suyama makes the first. Imagine if this were a heavyweight fight or a big fight. Right now, RYUKYU just landing blow after blow after blow. They've got this Shimane team that's taken a lot of shots to the midsection, just trying to stay in the fight and hopefully start to land some blows themselves. As it is, it's a 9-point advantage for RYUKYU. Matsuwaki goes behind the back, probes, takes it back outside. Big law. Evans rebounds and runs to Japan International. Oh boy, just loses the handle as he gets into the paint. Oh, that's Matsuwaki. Oh, goodness me. Kirigawa called for the block. Oh boy, I don't know about that.
Teams for fourth, fifth.
Shimane not getting too many calls in the early going.
Shimane. Magadu.
Matsuwaki. Hariyama checks in for Shimane. Ando back in. McAdoo back in. Arakawa. Arakawa also in the game now for RYUKYU. Arakawa played just over 8 minutes yesterday and did not score. Kirigawa did not look comfortable at all. Here's Aluma. Arakawa on the break. Tyra whistled for his second foul.
Tyra, second personal. Team is third.
So just the team's third foul, which means no free throws. Tyra's going to go back out after picking up his second. Ito now comes into the game. Kitagawa. And they just can't catch a break. Ball rattles out. Endo trying to force a turnover. Oh boy, and then he goes right down the lane. Ito with the layup. Their biggest lead of the game now is 13 points. There's the lob, and McAdoo turns it into an alley-oop. I think really for Shimane, it's simple. You want to get some, you want to force some turnovers and get some easy buckets. Get yourselves right back into the game. You're down by 11. Still a long way to go. Ito spins, turns it over. Nope, able to get it back. Well, the ball goes off of Aluma, but he gets it back. Aluma from the baseline misses. Clark, a little runner. And chance for a three-point play. Cody Clark and Aluma going at it now. Okay, so it wasn't Aluma. It's McAdoo getting into it with Cooley. Wow, they called it foul, McAdoo. Maybe because he got him around the head area. That is a difficult foul, though. And it is just, it just feels right now like this Shimane team just not getting many calls. That is, you're battling away with a great rebounder. I mean, the reality is it is physical in there, and if you've got to allow both guys to be physical, not just one of them. And Cooley, who earns a living being physical, gets to the free throw line. Averaging 9.9 rebounds per game this season. That ranks him third in the competition. And you just have to ride out the storm right now. If you are Shimane, and this is a foul on Aluma coming over the back. That's team foul number 4.
First personal, team's point.
Well, you are on the road, playing in hostile territory today. You feel like the world is against you. And you just have to keep fighting if you're Shimane. You're down 10. Nick K. Nice bounce pass. Oh, Cody Clark. And just will not go. Natsuwaki. Aluma. Three-point shot doesn't drop. Arakawa was open. The early foul trouble, 3 fouls on McAdoo means Cody Clark is going to have to log some big-time minutes, and also Henari's going to have to go deep to his bench. Cody Clark still not dropping. Kitagawa rebounds it. Back to Clark. Good hustle from number 6. Clark hooping and scooping. Gets it in. And a push.
Hayes Cooley. personal, team second.
So one finally goes against Cooley. Come on, Jack. You're going to get some go your way as you have in this game. You can't complain when one goes against you. Cody Clark goes to the line and makes the first. Up to a 9-point deficit. Can Paul Henare get that man going in this game? Seiya Ando, you feel like his magic is required if they're going to get the win. Both free throws good. Cuts it back to an 8-point deficit. I am really putting some pressure on this Ryukyu team defensively here to try to get a steal right at the end. But they're going to sit back, try to play defense. Oh, nice little Euro step. Cooley drives in, or flies in, and gets fouled again, going back up. So he will go to the line.
Shimane Evans, second personal.
He may be the third leading rebounder in the league, Jack Cooley. But you know what? When you think about the B-League and you think about the best rebounders, I think that's the guy you think about. So foul on Evans. Cooley sinks both. 2.8 seconds left. They got to go quick. Evans gets it up from deep and banks it in. Kay, makes the three. And he says he got fouled shooting the three. I agree. I think that they've gotten the wrong end of the stick.
ビデオ判定に入ります。ただいまのショットが3ポイントショット、2ポイントショットの判定を行います。しばらくお待ちください。Check going back to the instant replay to check to see if the shot was a 3-point shot or a 2-point shot.
So they're going to see if it was a three. Meanwhile, Kay Stewing felt like there should have been a foul for a potential 4-point play. Huge shot though. Cuts it back to a 7-point deficit.
Kings in the lead.
25-18, Ryukyu Golden Kings on top of Shimane Susanoo Magic here in game 2. Ryukyu going for a 2-0 sweep to get into the court to the semifinals. Seven points for Vic Law. Waki and Cooley each with 5, leading the way for Ryukyu Golden Kings here in game 2. 25-18, they lead it over Shimane Susanoo Magic. Ariyama puts it up from deep. That's the second consecutive three made by Shimane. And that one right at the end of the first quarter from K. And now it's just a 4-point deficit. Aluma misses again. Carter Clark comes up with the rebound. A little bit of an opening now here for Shimane. Boy, the whole, oh boy, that's Ito with the foul. Kitagawa.
Ito, first personal teams first. King substitution, Arakawa. Shimane throw.
Well, clearly the message is be disruptive. Do not allow this team to get any comfort on offense. This is another one. Good drive from Cody Clark. And just like that, it's a 2-point game. And suddenly all the momentum with Paul Henari's team. (25-23). Arakawa trying to get it up court against Ando. Cooley going up against Evans. Hands it off to Matsuwaki. Arakawa, little runner, a little bit too much off the glass. Oh, and this time the whistle does blow. Wow. As Nick K tumbles to the hardwood, tripped up.
First personal team second. King substitution, Long.
I think if Arakawa hadn't reached in, that just would have been a case of Nick K falling down. But as it is, he does reach in. He's called for the foul. He goes out of the game, and Onodera comes back in. Now Luma goes out. Ariyama's bringing the spark from the bench. He hit the three, now he hits a runner. Look out, the 32-year-old. Bringing it. He ties it at 25. What a fight back. Absolutely everything going against Shimane in the first quarter. Now, Onodera lost the handle. Dick Law picks it up. Oh. That is going to bring smoke out of the ears of Paul Henare. Just right at the end of the shot clock, Law able to make a three when it looked like they were going to turn it over. Suyama fouled by Ito. Ito going out. His second foul. Okatani's team, 2 team fouls in this second quarter. And I think crucially, Waki comes back into the game because his energy, defense, there's Kishimoto. Well, looks pretty happy for a guy that's been knocked out for the remainder of the season. Clearly disappointed, but you got to move on. Hariyama steps back. Oh my, can you say X Factor? 28 apiece. What a time to show up at the party for Hariyama. Waki, oh boy, misses the shot. He's out of bounds, and Waki's gonna be frustrated with that. He could have possibly even dunked that. And now Shimane with a chance to take the lead. They trailed by as many, I believe it was 13 points. Gonna double check that. Yeah, 13 was their biggest deficit. Suyama. Cody Clark chases it down. It goes out of bounds. Oh, goes out of bounds off of Onodera. Shimane have led in this game early by 2 points. This is what you call, you're not going to get too much help over there on that Shimane SUSANOO Magic bench. Friends before and after the game, but not during. Onodera forcing the turnover. Hariyama looking for a foul. It's not called. And McAdoo, who's had to go out of the game with 3 fouls. Nope, that's good. That's a good play. But maybe just a little bit of a push there by Onodera, which is what Shimane take exception to. Onodera, a chance to shine. Goes up with the left hand, misses, and that ball goes off of Cooley.
Substitution, Evans.
Evans coming back into the game. Cooley just seems like he takes up so much space in there. He's big, and then he opens his arms, and it's just kind of like you're not going to get anything from him. Kirk comes in for Cooley. Just over 4 minutes into the second quarter, and the game knotted at 28. And beautiful shot. Cody Clark, Shimane take the lead. Drive, Aluma.
Kings Law, unsportsmanlike foul. First personal, teams point.では判定に入ります。ただいまのアンスポーツマンライクファウルを確認いたします。しばらくお待ちください。We check the instant replay on the unsportsmanlike foul. Please stand by.
So they're going to look and see if this is an unsportsmanlike. And they do indeed call the unsportsmanlike. So important call, but it's the correct one. They didn't take any time at all to come up with that. I'd love to see the replay. Dayo Katani getting an explanation. Now, Big Law's going to get an explanation. And Big Law's going to go out of the game, which is not what he wants. And Nick Kay, so it kind of evens it out a little bit. It felt like they got a little bit of the rub of the green in the first half, in the first quarter rather. And now some calls going the way of Shimane, and that's what happens. Oh, this is the first, Kay. You get, you get some calls, you miss some. And you're talking about Nick Kay, an 88.2% free throw shooter, missing the first. Can you believe it? And I think Paul Henare just says, now I think I've seen everything. Pass into the paint, stolen by Law. And this might just be a defining moment in the game. Two unsportsmanlike foul free throws missed by Kay, followed by a good stand defensively by Ryukyu, and then a break by Law. And here is Luke Evans, though, and that was a hugely important bucket.
Official timeout.
And a good bucket with Alex Kurt threatening to come up with the block. Boy, Hariyama was huge coming in off the bench. I mean, I'm not sure he could have made a more important contribution. Hitting those three-pointers, scoring with the drive. He's got 8 points. That is what you call a veteran's minutes. Bringing the spark. And I would not be surprised to see him back on the floor at some point. Law steps over. Great defense by Ando. They don't call the foul. And also Kay. Law saying, I got pushed. Watch this. Kay not giving an inch there. And that's just good defense, I think, by Kay. 32 apiece. Playoff basketball, nothing like it. The physicality, the intensity. Suyama. Onodera has it. And great defense inside by Kay to get the block. The Olympian from Australia. Here he is, putting it up from deep, but clangs that one. Under 4 minutes to go now in the first half. Law. Soft touch, doesn't drop. Look at Kirk, reach over. Got his hands on the basketball, but doesn't score. Nice bullet pass from Cody Clark. And Kay lays it up and in. This Shimane SUSANOO Magic team showing some incredible fight as they try to force a game 3. So Cody Clark with 10 points, leading the way. Hariyama with a surprising 8. Kay really battling 7. McAdoo has 3 fouls, 4, and Seiya Ando just has 2 points. And, you know, he's the target. You know, everybody knows in that RYUKYU Golden Kings team how much Ando means to that offense. He's not getting a lot of opportunities, and he has to be careful he doesn't force it. Big Law has 12 points. Waki has 5, as well as Cooley with 5, and Ito and Aluma each with 2 points. So it is a defensive struggle after scoring 25 points in that first quarter. Just 7 in the second for RYUKYU. Alex Kirk, my goodness, coming out of the timeout. That is a tough move and finish for Kirk. And if you're Okatani, you're like, we just called a timeout and we scored immediately coming out of it. That's what I like to see, some execution. Seiya Ando over to Clark. Feathery touch, and this time he is fouled by Law, who picks up his second.
Kings Law, second personal.
Almost gave away a 4-point play opportunity. And he clearly got Clark on the hand. Clark makes the first. Well, they were 3 of 6 before he stepped up to the line, so they're now 5 of 8. Makes 2 of 3 to give Shimane a 2-point lead. Big Law. Aluma. Evans with the rebound. Aluma going for the steal. Clark to the corner. Kay back out to the wing. Ando. Clark. Tell you what, Ando didn't even look at the shot that time. Here's Clark with a nice spin. Kind of falls down. Ando, yeah, probably the right thing, but still, he can't be losing his confidence. And that is a go-ahead 3 for Law. Worth his weight in that RYUKYU gold. Vic Law with 3-pointer to put his team back up 37-36. There's Cody Clark, Luke Evans on the seat. Very important final 2 minutes and 15 seconds for Shimane. They've done so well to come back, even take the lead now. A little bit of a momentum shift after that three-pointer. Cody Clark, short, big rebound for Suyama. I don't think they should become too dependent on Clark. Here's Ando, drives in, scores! Looked like he was almost off balance, but he was able to get it to go. Tyra back in the game, had the 13 points yesterday. Now almost has it stolen by Suyama. They pass it around, and Aluma knocks down the three. How many times today have we seen RYUKYU scrambling, almost turning it over, yet getting a three-pointer right at the end of the shot clock? Aluma, 9th in three-point shooting this season at 39.7%. Not a player that you want to have the ball in his hands late in the shot clock if you are the Magic. Nice pass down low, intelligent, already off the backboard, so that is goal interference, and we've got a tie game. And judging on this performance by Shimane right now, there is not much separating these two teams. And don't forget, they won 3 of the 4 meetings with RYUKYU during the regular season. Both of these Western Conference teams. Hariyama back in the game. He had 8 points when he entered the contest early. And despite the loss of McAdoo, the Shimane SUSANOO Magic have been brilliant in this second quarter. Hariyama gives away the foul. That's just the first. Not a bad foul here in the final minute. The first team foul.
First personal, teams first.
Hariyama is a great example of where you may not be the best player on the team, but you need to make your minutes count, and he really has today. And he needs to continue to make his minutes count. That was a good foul. Here's Onodera for 3. Oh my! Talk about confidence and that experience shining through for Onodera. He's played well today. Let's bounce pass, nice pickup, K. Cody Clark for 3. He's fouled shooting. It's the second time attempting a three-pointer when Cody Clark has been fouled this time by Onodera. Before, it was a terrible foul. Cardinal sin in basketball. Do not foul the jump shooter. Get a hand in the face. But it's so difficult in modern basketball these days to defend that three-point shot. You cannot make any contact. You cannot take away the landing space. And the referee right on it as Cody Clark goes to the line with a chance to tie it if he can make all 3 free throws. 23 seconds remaining, so the last shot should go to RYUKYU, but we'll see what type of defense, maybe a little bit of pressure to try to force a turnover by Shimane. Boy, Clark has played exceptionally well here in this second quarter, putting the team on his back, and makes all 3 free throws. 43 apiece. Now Law has it, and once again, fouls to give. Hariyama commits it. I don't think he wants to get a third now. This is a decision for Hinari. Should he take Hariyama out and put somebody else in that he doesn't mind giving up some fouls? Should be 2 fouls on Shimane in this quarter. Yeah, they're going to bring in Wiley now. So Hariyama goes out. That's a good decision because you're going to need him in the second half. You don't want him to pick up another one. Law has it. Now K guarding him. I don't think you want K to foul him either. Well, he is going to foul him
Foul.
with 9.5 seconds left.
Kings K,
And this is
first
the
personal,
luxury
team's third.
that Shimane had coming
Kings
into this last possession, because they had not used up any fouls except, well, they had that one foul before by Haruyama. Kyrie's going to check it, get it inbounded. They've got one more to give Shimane. And they have called a foul on K.
Shimane, K, second
So
personal,
the
team's
strategy
fourth.
backfires. I think it's 2, not 3.
Shimane substitution. Tsema, Haruyama.
Oh my. I
King
tell you what, if
substitution,
that's a foul on
Waki.
K, I'm not sure what I'm looking at there. He didn't reach in. He was definitely close. Saw his head snap back when Law goes up. Watch this. I wonder if they might turn this in. I tell you, this is a dangerous moment for Law, because if they call this an unsportsmanlike, he's out of the game.
2 point, please stand by. Three points.
Oh, excuse me. They weren't reviewing that. They were reviewing whether or not it was 2 free throws or 3, and they're going to give him 3 free throws.
3 shots. Long.
So a chance for Law to put his team up by 3, but also 7.1 seconds remain, so it could be that we'll see Shimane with the last shot. Makes the second. And Law makes all 3 free throws. Well, what comes around goes around. And really, if you're Shimane, you're trying to use up your fouls. You've got that luxury, and then the worst possible thing happens. You're called for a foul when the guy's shooting a 3. K keeps it. Terrific attack. And they minimize the damage with a quick layup by Nick K. Great pass up the floor. Great basketball game, folks. You've got the B.LEAGUE regular season, and now we're turning it up a notch in the B.LEAGUE playoffs. Between these 2 Western Conference teams, it's RYUKYU Golden Kings on top, 46-45 against Shimane SUSANOO Magic at halftime. Well, we're at halftime here with RYUKYU Golden Kings leading in the series after prevailing yesterday in game 1 against SHIMANE SUSANOO Magic. And RYUKYU Golden Kings started out, poured in 25 points in the first quarter. They went in front by as many as 15 in the first half. But SHIMANE SUSANOO Magic battled back and closed the gap to 1. But here are the early shots, the early going, and it was all RYUKYU. Law, Kirk, Cooley, Onodera, Waki, and eventually SHIMANE started having some success as they tried to force a game 3. That was a huge shot right there from K. He wanted the foul. He got the 3 right at the end of the quarter, and then right at the start of the second, Hariyama comes out and makes a 3. Suddenly the momentum was with SHIMANE. Now Law got this 3 off, picked up the ball. It looked like it might be a turnover, but he picks it up. Hariyama, meanwhile, hits another 3. Continuing to be a spark off the bench. Quickly, this was a big play because after they failed to score with 3 free throws following the foul of Cody Clark, and then the possession, or after the foul rather, the 2 free throw misses after the unsportsmanlike foul. But nevertheless, they were able to come back and score. Aluma hits this 3. Onodera, crucial. But a layup right at the end by SHIMANE. They were very smart. They didn't give up in that final 7 seconds. They pushed it quickly. They got the layup from Nick K. And it's a 1-point RYUKYU Golden Kings lead at halftime over SHIMANE SUSANOO Magic. And as we look at some of the plays, some of the shooting, the numbers, and again, free throw shooting better for RYUKYU, a little bit better percentage, just a couple, one more miss and one less make for SHIMANE. 2 more 3s have fallen for RYUKYU Golden Kings. 3 more makes inside the arc for SHIMANE, and just an edge of 2 on the rebounds for RYUKYU. And then you get the various other statistics. Looking at the likes of points off the bench and whatnot. Leading scores 18 for Law, for RYUKYU. For SHIMANE, it is 15 for Clark. So points in the paint, 22 for RYUKYU Golden Kings, 26 for SHIMANE. And points off the bench, 23 for SHIMANE, 9 for RYUKYU. Nick K has 11, Hariyama 8. I think really the 8 points from Hariyama, you could argue the 8 most important points of that first half for SHIMANE, because you need some extra production. So far, Sayando has not forced things. He's 2 of 4 from the floor. His other teammates, he's got 4 assists. Jack Cooley, meanwhile, has come out, done Jack Cooley things. He's got 3 points. He's got a couple of rebounds. So obviously those are numbers that you would anticipate would go up a little bit. But they're just working extremely hard, SHIMANE, to limit the impact that he has on games. Second chance points also 11 for RYUKYU Golden Kings. Just 4 for SHIMANE. Fast break points, 7 for SHIMANE and 10 for RYUKYU Golden Kings. sometimes being a great player with both Ando and Cooley is knowing that you don't force it. If it's not there, you got to get your teammates involved in both. Especially Ando, I think, has done a good job in making sure that he's not taking bad shots. Well, year after year, the B-League just gets better and better, and I think this quarterfinal game 2 is just a testament to how good this league has become. It has been a battle. Law from three-point range. Cooley with the offensive rebound and fails to score with the putback. Then Nick Kay not able to rebound, and Cooley just takes it right away from Evans.
Every time, every time.
A couple of times there, it looked like Shimane should have just had the ball. And you can hear Paul Hanari shouting, "Are you going to have a review?" I don't think that's anything wrong from Cooley. I think he was fine. I think Evans should have picked it up. Referees are right, but they're going to have a look at it, and I think they're not going to call anything.
ビデオ判定に入ります。ただいまのプレーの確認いたします。しばらくお待ちください。クライテリア2に当てはまるか確認いたします。しばらくお待ちください。
So indeed, it was just a case of, I mean, good hustle. I think Kay probably should have had the ball first. He didn't. After the rebound, he fumbled it away or had it knocked away. And then Evans got down to ground. And they got tied up by Cooley. RYUKYU misses with the turnaround. And a chance for Shimane SUSANOO Magic to take the lead. RYUKYU back in the game with the 3 fouls. Here's Kay. But Alex Kirk, oh, he misses with the putback as well. We've seen RYUKYU go to Kings twice now. Cooley and now Kirk miss with putbacks, which ordinarily they would make. Another miss from Ando. Here's Law. Offensive foul, pushing off on Law.
Kings Law, third personal, teams first.
Oh, come on, there's a little bit of a push. And honestly, at first I thought Law was complaining needlessly, but when you look at the replay, he didn't really do that much. He just kind of raised his arm. I think Nick Kay sold it pretty well. So some breaks went RYUKYU's way in the first half, and now some breaks going the way for Shimane in the second. And Vic Law, Vic Law's right. I mean, I think it was a no call, but anyway, that's just the way it goes. Siyama, meanwhile, doing a good job getting to the free throw line.
Substitution, Aluma.
Second is good.
King substitution, Taylor.
Kirk catches down low, misses. Terrific play, Evans, and Shimane with the lead and possession. Oh, nice handles. Oh, nice ball handling. Here's Kay wide open for three. It doesn't drop. Those are the shots Lenari's hoping will fall when it counts. Onodera over to Aluma. He misses. Tyra back in the game. They get it to McAdoo quickly. Wisely gets it back to Andu. Pulls up on the break. And McAdoo and Shimane are going to look back at that sequence and remember that Ando missed an open three, that McAdoo missed from right under the basket. And just a little bit of frustration. That too long. McAdoo with Cooley bearing down on him. To Kirk.
Shimane, K, third personal, teams first. Shimane substitution. Clark. Kirk on line, got 2 shots.
Ties it at 47. Well, seem to have a lot of Paul Henare fans. Nice guy, super coach. Alex Kirk makes the free throws. Is it possible for this Shimane team to win without Ando getting into double digits? Because right now, that's the way it looks. He's just not getting anything. Nice bounce past McAdoo to Suyama. Tyra picks up another foul.
Third personal, team's third. Shimane ball throw.
Well, it's one thing to get to the playoffs, and it's another thing to win in the playoffs. Evans, Shimane certainly could not be any cooler in this third quarter. Oh, almost Suyama coming up with a steal. Kirk spins, turns. He's been kept relatively quiet in this series, but now he's starting to show signs of being a potential game-winning factor. Evans passes up to three. Suyama gets into the lane, turns, puts it up. Tough shot. Aluma marches in and gets the rebound. Tyra fouled.
Foul. Suyama. Second personal, team second.
It has been tough sledding offensively for both teams, but especially Shimane. Just 2 points scored so far in this third quarter. And we're almost 4.5 minutes in. Talking about for SHIMANE. The Golden Kings outscoring them 4-2 in the third quarter. So definitely has turned into a little bit of a struggle. Oh, almost a travel. 3-second violation. Basketball inbounded. And the trip on Ito.
Third personal team sport. Shimane substitution. Kagawa.
Well, Ito just kind of turned, banged into McAdoo. Good bounce pass to McAdoo. Drives in. Oh, he misses another one. Ito back to Kirk. Oh, he's wide open. He doesn't look, though. An offensive foul. This time, the call goes in McAdoo's favor. Fouled by Cooley.
Cooley, second personal.
Carolina against Notre Dame, and Carolina wins that little battle. Watch this. He steps in. The contact sends McAdoo tumbling. I wouldn't say that's a brutal foul on Cooley. I mean, it wasn't hard, but anyway, he doesn't complain too much. Cody Clark seems the only guy really with any comfort on offense. And now an offensive foul called on SHIMANE.
Third personal, team's third.
So Evans called for a moving screen.
Substitution. Harema. Keep going.
Wouldn't it be something if Hariyama came out and played as well as he did in the first half in the second? All bets are off. Aluma knocks it down. One of the best three-point shooters in the B-League. Big point in the game. The lead now 6 for RYUKYU. Cody Clark loses it. Good defense. And an unsportsmanlike foul now has been called on Cody Clark.
SHIMANE, Clark.
This could just be the point where RYUKYU Golden Kings take control of the game for good. Oh boy, I think Onodera got away with a foul, swinging down the ball.
We're going back to check the severity of the foul. Please stand by.
And now the unsportsmanlike called on Cody Clark. So tough sequence for SHIMANE. And they're gonna keep the unsportsmanlike on. Timeout, Hanari with SHIMANE. So the foul trouble there for Shimane. Kay, McAdoo, and Evans each have 3 fouls. And 3 fouls also for Ito, Law, and Tyra for Ryukyu Golden Kings. There's Kishimoto wishing he could play. He can't. He's injured. He's out for the season. Has to come back strong next year, and that places more emphasis on that man right there, Onodera. Also Ito. Ando, his team needs him in a big way right now. Aluma, meanwhile, after the unsportsmanlike, makes the first of 2 free throws. And the second. Kirk in the paint. The lead is 10. They've gone in front by as many as 15. To come back from double-digit deficits twice in a game is oh so difficult. Hariyama. Cooley not going to give him any space. Oh. Onodera maybe with a push. Ando has to get it up right at the end. Kirk. Aluma. Kirk knocks it out. Onodera not tempted to launch it. Back down low to Kirk. Over to Aluma for 3. That's big. The lead is 13. No offense right now for Shimane. The scoring has completely dried up. Kitigawa. Offensive foul gives the ball back to Ryukyu.
Substitution. Kay, Evans, Chima, King substitution, Masaki. King's ball.
So Suyama back in the game. That looked to me like maybe Hinari was like, Hariyama, you got to shoot it. That's why you're in there. So now the lead, 15 points. Ball knocked out of bounds, and going back to Ryukyu, it's one-way traffic.
Timeout, Shimane.
Shimane calling a timeout as they look for something to reach from Aluma. It goes off of Evans and out of bounds. Well, the best thing you can say right now about Shimane is they've got time. 12 minutes. But that picture right there just tells you a lot about this series and this game. Seiya Ando, after a tough shooting day in game one, has come out today and hasn't really maybe been as aggressive as he would like to. And they've relied on others to do the heavy lifting from a scoring standpoint, and it's just dried up in this third quarter. They just haven't been able to put the ball in the basket. They've turned it over, and it just keeps getting worse and worse for Shimane as Ito gets in. The 30-year-old makes the shot in the lane, and the lead grows to 17 points. Suyama gets it. Kay takes a desperation shot. Just great defense by Ryukyu. Three-pointer, Aluma misses. And boy, Cooley boxing out sends Kitagawa crashing to the basket. That three-point shot is good from Suyama. Aluma into the paint. Back outside to Ito. Oh, Ito got the pump fake. He got Kitagawa off the ground and drew the foul.
Second personal, team's fifth. Video 判定にあります。先ほどのリバウンドプレーで、ジャック・クーリー選手のカテゴリー2に当てはまるファウルを確認いたします。しばらくお待ちください。
Potentially. Okay, so head coach's challenge. Maybe they think it isn't unsportsmanlike. Unless they're maybe looking at an off-the-ball foul, potentially. Off the ball and sportsmanlike. Anyway, this is a good chance to get a break.
King substitution, Whitaker. キング伊藤選手のツーショットでゲームを再開いたします。島根キッキンファウルが5つになっております。
So the first of two free throws for Ito is good. It's 65-50. Whitaker's checked into the game for the first time. Kenta Whitaker joined his team during the season, late in the season, in fact. Ito goes out. And the lead goes back to 16. Offensive foul on Evans.
Fourth personal.
I don't think you could have had a tougher
Key substitution, Law.
third quarter. Evans, just kind of got into the way a little late.
Kings,
Picks up his fourth foul.
Shimane, Harayama. Kings ball throwing.
Well, this is it, really. I mean, if you're Shimane, your season is on the line. You got to figure out a way to come back. Difficult, but not impossible. Law. That would have felt like it was impossible after he missed that. Olima, rather. So 66-50. RYUKYU Golden Kings on top. 10 minutes remaining.
Shimane ball again, Sakai.
Leandro lets it fly. Such a tough weekend it's been for him, and they go down low, and the dunk from Olima. He's got 15 points. Nothing working for Shimane in this second half. Physicality of this game has been high. Hariyama. And it falls. Probably has had the best looking shot of anybody in this Shimane team today. And right now, if you're Shimane, you're thinking, we got to force turnovers and get some easy buckets. Matsawaki. Good rebound. Chance to go quickly for Ziyama. Goes behind the back. Hariyama steps up, puts it up, makes it. I'll tell you what, if there's anybody who can shoot them back into this game, it's that man right there, number 32. He has got to find some space. And right now on that RYUKYU Golden Kings bench, Dayo Katani is saying we cannot let Hariyama catch the ball in open space. We have got to stick to him like glue. We got to be like white on rice when it comes to Hariyama, because he is as hot as a firecracker. So coming out of the timeout. Again, think about it. Oh, he must have crossed midcourt already. Good job by Suyama playing some defense. Here's Aluma. Can they stop him? No, they cannot. Or excuse me, that's Law. No, that's Aluma. Yeah, I get him confused with Law. Twists into the paint and scores. Nearly 2 minutes into the fourth quarter. K. Well short. Kirk knocks it out of, nope, it's going to be out of bounds off K.
Shimane substitution, Makadu.
Well, Shimane shooting 20 of 49 from the floor, shooting 40%. Meanwhile, Law hits the three. The lead is 18 with 7.5 minutes remaining. It is a long way back for the Magic. Ando for three, finally. First three of the game. He had missed his first 6. Now he's 1 of 7. Aluma. Just feels like Aluma's slamming the door shut, both he and Law, here in this fourth quarter. Pass. K's pass deflected. The turnover, the bounce pass. Aluma goes in. He is blocked. McAdoo gets the basketball and hands it off to Suyama. Turnover. Shimane have not turned it over a lot today, but they've had a couple of bad turnovers on their last couple of possessions. And this probably is the final dagger. They're so happy over there on that RYUKYU Golden Kings bench celebrating. They fall down on the hardwood.
Teams first.
Look at that. Onodera's going down. Waki goes down. Hariyama called for the foul. And if he makes this, it's a 20-point lead with 6 minutes and 9 seconds remaining, and he does. Good defense by Tyra, one of yesterday's heroes.
King substitution.
Onodera coming back into the game. Well, just 6 minutes separate RYUKYU Golden Kings in an appearance in the semifinals. Suyama, once again, the defense just too good for RYUKYU. The Western Conference winners beating their Western Conference rivals, a team that came into this game with an overall 3-2 advantage over them this season. 3 wins coming in the regular season, but RYUKYU Golden Kings winning the battle of Game 1 in the playoffs. and now getting closer to sweeping them in the postseason. Evans comes back in for Hariyama. Writing could be on the wall for the Magic. Oh, good play, Suyama. He's been good defensively. Takes it away from Tyra. He wanted the foul as well. He doesn't get it. But you can see why Suyama plays so much. I mean, it is his defense, which has been very active here. Here he is again. And unfortunately for him, the whistle blows. It's really the only way they can get back in the game is if they force some turnovers to get some easy buckets.
King substitution, Waki. Kingful.
Another foul. Oh, they just turned it over. 18-point lead. 5 minutes remaining, winning time. Are we going to see a miracle finish from the Magic? Evans to McAdoo. Ando for three, looks good, is good. Back to a 15-point deficit. And timeout has been called. If you're Shimane, get the deficit to single digits, and then it starts to look a little more doable. Second three-pointer of the game for Seiya Ando, who missed his first 6. Now he's hit his last 2. So a little bit better from Seiya Ando. You see he's got the 5 assists and 2 rebounds to go with his 10 points. Seiya Ando fans hoping that he can turn it on down the stretch. $8,745 in attendance today here in Okinawa. I think that's what that said. Well, they've had a lot of fans all season, and that ball turned out of bounds. So that could not have gone any better for Shimane. A turnover and a chance to go down and score again with hardly any time going off the clock. Seiya Ando clearly feels now the possibility of shooting his team back in. And knows it's going to be Suyama. Almost. That ball took a trip around the rim and stayed out.
Shimane, Suyama. Point personal, team serve.
Well, I like Suyama. I think he's got the right mentality. He's got 4 fouls, so somebody else is going to have to help him out here. So he's been bringing the effort. No need to take the early shots if you're Ryukyu. Well, Kirk just goes ahead and takes it anyway. Well, that's I think a relatively quiet 16 points for him. Three-point shot, Ando misses. And the last two misses, with the lead now at 17 points, makes it look almost impossible for a Shimane comeback. Cody Clark coming back into the game with the next dead ball. Ball slides over, and it's 82-63. And RYUKYU Golden Kings almost with both feet in the semifinals. Evans drifts in.
Now,
And the whistle blows. It's been a tough game for Luke Evans.
Kings lucky, third personal, teams first. Kings substitution, Cooley.
Evans says just 2 points, 0-3 from three-point range, 5 rebounds, 4 turnovers.
Kings substitution.
Onodera, meanwhile, is going to stretch out. Looks like he has a cramp. Well, those could be painful cramps.
Shimaneボールだけに再開します。
Ando. No, it's just not happening. Evans with the rebound is fouled by Cooley.
Kings Cooley, third personal, team second. Shimane throw it.
Clark from the wing. Stops the rot. Back to 82-66. You can see they haven't given up on the bench over Shimane.
Foul. Shimane, Clark, second personal, teams fourth.
No free throws yet. So 2:50 remaining, RYUKYU Golden Kings 82-66 over Shimane. Ball saved in bounds, a new 14 seconds. And there's going to be one powerhouse team waiting in the playoffs, waiting for their semi-final opponents. This RYUKYU Golden Kings team is going to be a tough nut to crack. Evans. Clark. Banks it in. Walkie back in the game. Brings it up. Drives in, gets the layup. Past Ando. So it is indeed going to be the Ryukyu Golden Kings moving on into the semifinals of the B-League. Cody Clark missing, and Shimane are just going to have to console themselves with the fact that they've had a good season, a great season really. Well, not a great season, but a very good season to get to the playoffs. But it's one thing to get to the playoffs, and it's another thing to get to the playoffs and to have success. Ryukyu won it in the 2022-23 season. It's a 16-point game after that bucket from Cody Clark. So they're going for their second B-League title. Of course, Alvar Tokyo and Usanomi Brex also will have their opportunities to go after a third title in the B-League. Hiroshima Dragonflies, last season's champions, didn't make the playoffs. Chiba Jets also in the running. They won it in 2021. So the party is on here in Okinawa for Ryukyu Golden Kings and their fans. And a long season continues for them. A long season for Shimane SUSANOO Magic, one that promised so much, finally comes to an end after the Game 2 loss to Ryukyu Golden Kings. 88-70, Ryukyu Golden Kings win it over Shimane SUSANOO Magic. Well, the better team won. I don't think there's any doubt about it. Just Shimane didn't have quite enough. And look how much it means to Suyama. I mean, he's getting emotional about this. That's how badly he wanted to win to keep this season going. And it's also an indicator of why he's playing so hard. You know, much of it is because he's tired. It's been a long season. But when you give so much, basically go out and try to die for the team, that will further endear him to the fans of Shimane, seeing how badly he wanted to win. And the Shimane SUSANOO Magic fans and the Ryukyu Golden King fans give a nice applause to Shimane. Seiya Ando waves to the crowd as he goes off. Paul Hanari hugging his players and coaches for giving everything this season. Even some of the fans getting emotional. It's making me emotional. Well, that's competition. To the victors go the spoils, and the victors are the Ryukyu Golden Kings, and the spoil is a spot in the semifinals. Now we're going to go down to the court and listen to the post-game ceremony.
中央にお願いします。まずは連勝でセミファイナル進出を決めました。いかがですか。
はい、本当皆さんのおかげだと思います。ありがとうございます。
第3クォーターの終盤からぐっと引き離していきました。チームとしてはどのあたりが良かったですか？
やっぱり島根さん相手にね70点に抑えた、ディフェンスのところ、本当に良かったと思いますし、コーチ陣もね本当にゲームの中のアジャストメントちゃんとしてくれて、それをやっぱり遂行した選手たちが素晴らしかったんじゃないかなというふうに思います。
そして2日連続で過去最多を更新したこの歓声、まずいかがでしたか？
いやしびれますね最高ですね
セミファイナル進出、どんな戦い見せてくれますか？
そうですね、まだ会場が決まってないんですけど、どこが会場になっても皆さんの応援がもう僕たちをどこまでも突き上げてくれるんで、ぜひセミファイナルも精一杯応援してほしいなというふうに思います。
ありがとうございました。桶谷大ヘッドコーチでした。さあ続いてヒーローインタビュー。まずは今日26点の大活躍、キャプテンビッグロー選手です。お願いします。
こんばんは。来てくれてありがとうございます。
まずは今日マークもかなり厳しかった中で26得点、ご自身のプレーについてはいかがでしょうか？
I think it's not about me. It's about all the guys that step up. You know, Shogo had a really good game yesterday. Today it was just a group effort. Without Kishimoto in, we have to really band together and play as a team.
個人の26ポイントというよりもやっぱチーム一丸となってやっぱプレーできたということもあったので、そのポイントが取れたと思います。あと岸本選手も今怪我でちょっと休んでるんですけれども、チームがやっぱりまとまって一緒になってプレーができたという結果だと思っています。
その岸本選手が2日間ベンチから檄を飛ばしていました。その存在どう感じていましたか
？Well, it's finally good to see him again. He gave the team a lot of energy, and we won these 2 games for him.
はい、やっぱベンチにいるだけでも本当にすごい、自分たちも会えてすごい嬉しいし、すごいエネルギーももらえたんで、その岸本選手のためにもこの2ウィンをやりましたけど勝ち取ることができました。
Nice tribute to
レ
Kishimoto.
ギュラーシーズ
Wanted to win the game for
ン
him.
苦しんだ島根を相手に連勝することができました。これチームとしてはどんな意味がありますか
So
Shimane is a really good team. You know, during the season they kind of beat us a couple times, but it's good to bounce back and win. And you know, getting these series victories, Kishimoto promised the team to buy us sake at Adachi. So.
はい、もう本当に、島根に対してもすごくいいチームですし、やっぱり、負け越したところもありますけれども、やっぱりチームが一緒になってプレーして、こうやって、また2勝取れたっていうのは本当に素晴らしいことでした。あとまた岸本選手が、もし勝ったら、ちゃんとお財布を買ってくれるっていう約束もしてたので、そのためでもあります。
ではセミファイナルに向けても一言お願いします。セミファイナルに向けてもお願いします。
はい、
See you soon.
See you soon.
ありがとうございました。ビッグロー選手でした。
Ryukyu said, "Thanks, fans. Defense is the big reason why we won this game. We defended
そして
Shimane's points under. We kept them under
2
70.
日間ベンチから見守りまし
Still
た。
don't know who our next opponent's
岸本
gonna
龍
be,
一選
but
手に
we
もお話を伺い
definitely
たいと思います。
intend to win, want to win. Thanks. And now we're going to hear from Kishimoto, who's been knocked out for the rest of the season
ま
with
ずは
a
コート
toe
にお帰り
injury.
なさい。歯がゆい思いもあったと思います。どんな思いで今コートを見つめていたんでしょうか。
いや本当に 羨ましいなという思いで、はい、すごく2日間みんな楽しそうにプレーしてて、本当になんか元気もらいました。はい。
2日間のこの大歓声、そして岸本選手の背番号14番のユニフォーム、そしてボードを掲げているファンの姿も多く見られています。このファンの声援、どのように感じていましたか？
はい、いろんな場所でいろんな方の思いっていうものを目にしてたので、本当にこう負けていられないなというか、はい、もっともっとより良くなって、でチームのために、はい、頑張ろうという気持ちで、はい、特にこの2日間は過ごしていました。はい。
しっかりと勝ち切ったチームメイトに対してはいかがでしょうか？
いや、最高です。はい。
セミファイナルに向けては岸本選手自身、気持ちはどのように戦っていきますか？
はい、僕にできることを最大限サポートしていきたいと思いますし、選手もそうですし、本当にキングスを思ってくれる方々の思いをこうしっかり形にできるように、はい、とにかく楽しんでいけたらいいかなと思います。
ありがとうございました。岸本隆一選手でした。大きな拍手をお願いします。ここまで勝利インタビューでした。
ありがとうございました。本日も素晴らしいプレーを見せてくれました。大きな拍手をお願いいたします。
So the good feeling there for all to see. Kishimoto giving some words, some comments to the crowd. And RYUKYU Golden Kings now in the semifinals. Here's a look back at the highlights. They will play, in fact, the winner of the series between San Antonio Phoenix and Democrat Thunder. That series underway right now. As you look at the highlights, I'll tell you what Kishimoto said. Kishimoto said, I envy my teammates, obviously because they're able to play, but I felt the fans warmth, they're cheering, and it's a nice game to win with my teammates. We enjoy this championship so far, so please enjoy and support this team. So Hariyama came in and gave his team a little bit of hope. Scored 10 points in the game, had 8 in the first half, had a couple of threes. Wall came out and played outstanding basketball. One of the threes from Hariyama. And that is RYUKYU in the open floor. Law getting it back and scoring. Kirk with a little jump hook. Instead of having a big game himself. Law hitting that three from the wing. And Aluma. I mean, it's just a a mighty punch to come off the bench with Aluma. Then when Onodera starts knocking down three-pointers, this kind of makes it difficult for any team. Just multiple weapons. And it was at this end, Aluma kept the pressure on after a very slow start to the second half offensively for both teams. RYUKYU Golden Kings got it going. Aluma particularly was good. Suyama, we saw his reaction after the game. He finished with 8 points. He was 1 of 5 from deep. Really, his contribution came on defense. And Aluma was just a real force out there. Coming off the bench today and scored 19 points. 26 points for Law, 18 for Kirk. Those three guys carried the load. But you didn't feel like it was a case of them hogging it either. Another three from Hariyama. Hariyama, in fact, had 13 points. 3 of 3 from three-point range. And Hariyama with the push. And at this point, you pretty much knew it was going to be RYUKYU that was going to be moving on to play the winner, Santa Neo Phoenix and Guma Crane Thunders in the semifinals. Well, it was a little too late from Seiya Ando. Just couldn't get it going in this series. Cody Clark had some good moments, especially in the second quarter when his team came back to take the lead. He finished with 22 points. Just wasn't enough on the day from SHIMANE, who just kind of went cold scoring-wise in that second half, really both quarters. 88-70, RYUKYU Golden Kings win it. SHIMANE actually with good shooting percentage inside the arc, but you can see they had 6 less makes. And a lot of that's because of the rebounding, 14 offensive rebounds for RYUKYU Golden Kings. Part of their 43 rebounds overall. They won that by 9. No surprise, they're the best rebounding team in the competition. And also crucially, 16 of 18 at the free throw line for RYUKYU Golden Kings. That's going to help them moving on. 8 of 20 from deep, 40%. Really good. Just 8 of 33 for SHIMANE, which needed to be better. They had to be better, I think, in that department. .46 points in the paint you saw for the winners compared to 30 for SHIMANE. Law with the game high 26, 22 for Cody Clark. 9 rebounds for Law and 4 assists. So he led right across the board in those statistical categories. In fact, Onodera also had 4 assists. And then the leading scorers, Kirk had 18, Aluma 19, and Waki had 9. Ito had 6 for the winners. And for SHIMANE, in addition to Clark's 22 points, they got 13 from Hariyama, 11 from Kei, and 10 from Ando, 8 from Suyama. 22 for Clark, 13 for Hariyama, 11 for K, 10 for Ando, and 8 for Siyama. Well, we looked at these guys as key players coming into the game today. And for different reasons, obviously the strength of Cooley is his ability to not just patrol the paint, but to dominate it from a rebounding standpoint and just to make life miserable for the opponents, which I think he was pretty successful at again today. He only took a couple of shots, but he finished with 8 rebounds. And Seiya Ando, who Shimane really needed to score, was limited. He only got his shots to fall pretty much when the game was decided. He finished with 10 points. He did have 5 assists. And he also had a couple rebounds. Interesting that Cooley also had the complete game. 3 offensive rebounds. Anyway, those are the Guma Crane Thunders taking on Santa and Neo Phoenix. So the winner of that series will take on Ryukyu Golden Kings, who have won 2-0 in this quarterfinal over Shimane Susanoo Magic. And in the other quarterfinals, Utsunomiya Brex taking on Seahorses Makawa and Chiba Jets squaring off against Alvark Tokyo. So here from Okinawa, thanks for watching, everybody. The party is on for Ryukyu Golden Kings as they march into the semifinals with a decisive Game 2 win over Shimane Susanoo Magic to win this series 2-0. Thanks for watching, everybody.